All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you brothers and sisters can see, video from 54 minutes ago, this is a update of what's taking place, far as with the Third World War that we see coming, and that's going to take place, which is a part of biblical prophecy, so I'm going to read the title of this video. It said, Red Alert, the tribe of Amalek, which are those little hats over there, plans strike on Iran without the U.S. Iran threatens to respond harshly, right? So, I mean, the wars and rumors of wars are just continuing to go on. And before we get into the video, I'm going to get that precept. Bear with me. Get St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. Bear with me, Salakia. And it says, I'm going to read the KJV translation first. And it says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? And we know ultimately the end is not yet because many more prophecies, or not many more, but two major prophecies need to take place before ultimately this nuclear destruction can come upon Babylon the Great. Actually, more than two. The famine of the word has to hit, Jacob's trouble, and also the MOTB needs to be made mandatory. So that's what it's talking about when it says, yes, these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So I'm going to get Matthew 24 and 6, but I'm going to read it in the NLT this time, right? And it says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars. And that's what Iran and Israel is making towards one another. They're making threats saying, oh, I'm going to do this to you. Oh, we can do that to you. If you do that, just back and forth, man. Those are threats. And it says, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately, right? So we're finna get into this video just to see of the things in which it is that he's talking about that's taking place. And Lord's will get a few scriptures and hopefully it'll be edifying to you, brothers and sisters that come across it. But before we get into it and start it, I want to say fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act, that I'm not being paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, we're going to say fair use. I'm going to start the video.
Israel. So apparently Israel has not ruled out an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities in the coming months, despite President Donald Trump telling Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the U.S. was now unwilling to support such a move. And this is being reported by an Israeli official and two other people familiar with the matter. Okay, so an Israeli official and two other sources are confirming that Israel has not ruled out an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities in the coming months. So this is absolutely huge news. Trump has basically backed Netanyahu into a corner, and he's not going to allow Iran to get nuclear weapons. Okay, so they're going to act on their own.
That's when I found out how much money my friend was making with DoorDash.
Salakia.
And an Iranian official told Reuters that Iran is prepared for any possible Israeli strike and that the Iranian response will be harsh and decisive. And the Iranian Parliamentary National Security Committee said today, our assessment of the second round of negotiations with the Americans is positive. Okay, so today there was a second round of negotiations in Rome, and the Iranian National Security Committee and the Iranian Parliament said that the negotiations were positive, and a U.S. official from the Trump administration confirmed that the talks with Iran were positive. Okay, so this is very, very concerning, guys. And Iran said that a nuclear deal with the U.S. is possible if Washington drops unrealistic demands.
All right. So there they go again, talking about peace and safety, right? Talking about that they might come together with a nuclear deal, the U.S. and Iran, and that they may come to an agreement. But we know it won't be an agreement because this third world war will ultimately take place. So I'm going to go to that real quick. Bear with me. I'm going to go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, right? We're going to start from verse 1. And it said, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, so cometh as a thief in the night." Verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety," and that they being these Edomites and these heathen nations, "shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape." So those are the times that we're living in right now, that sudden destruction is about to come upon this place, America, and worldwide, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is ultimately about to bring judgment, So that's what's about to happen, man. So bear with me. I'm going to get back into the video. But as you can see, they're basically, having talks of wars, rumors of wars, basically saying what they're going to do to one another. And we know eventually this third world war will pop off, man. And you see that he got the picture of Vladimir Putin right there. We know that ultimately, as it says in Ezekiel 38, that Vladimir Putin is going to be the guard to Persia, which is now modern day Iran. And that when Israel, which they will attack them, because it tells you that in Jeremiah 50 and 45, how the least of them shall draw them out, roughly paraphrasing. So we know ultimately that the land of Israel is going to draw America, Babylon the Great, into this third world war. And then Russia's going to jump in. And that's ultimately what's going to lead to the nuclear destruction of this place. But going back into what I said earlier, we know that more things have to fulfill before that it gets to that point, So we're going to get back into the video,
Unrealistic demands. Iran's red lines are never agreeing to dismantle uranium enrichment centrifuges or stopping enrichment altogether, according to an Iranian official. So Iran is saying, we're not going to stop enriching, and we're not going to stop trying to build nuclear weapons, essentially, is what they're saying. We're not going to dismantle anything. We're not going to stop enriching. So this is very, very serious. And the Iranian Foreign Ministry said today, we expect the American side to resolve the serious ambiguities that have arisen regarding its intentions and seriousness during the second round of talks. Okay, so there was some changes in what the Trump administration was saying. One day, Witkoff said that we're not interested in forcing Iran to dismantle their nuclear enrichment.
Right. So we basically see what's happening. Iran is basically telling Trump that they're not going to stop building their nuclear weapons, that they're going to fulfill and keep going in their program, man. Right. And that's ultimately what I said is going to lead to the land of the little hats over there, the chief tribe of Amalek, to ultimately strike them, man. And what's going to heat up this third world war that's coming. Right. So I'm going to get this precept. This is Revelations 11 and verse 14. And it said the second war was past, meaning World War II had already occurred. We know between 1939 through 1945, right? That war is already passed. And it said, and behold, the third war, which is this third world war, coming quickly, man. And we can see that it's coming quickly. We can tell by all of the signs in which are happening in the earth with all of these different nations coming up against one another. And, there not being peace established in this earth, because we know there won't be any peace. As I just read in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, for when they shall say there will be peace, then we know that destruction is going to take place, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I had with today's video. Like I said, it was just a little quick hit on things that are taking place, So to the next time, I'm going to say shalom.